Hello and welcome to episode 126 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. I'm your host, Chris Laverick. On episode 126, I speak to published writer Daniel Ford, whose book Fish, Chips and Football is out soon. It's a cracking read covering over 103 games, full of anecdotes, histories, burgers, and of course, Sussex football. Then, as ever, we have the boys and girls of the SBTS Fan Roundtable. Enjoy, grassroots football fans. And now over to Fish, Chips and Football author, Daniel Ford. It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 126 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. And I have a wonderful guest, a fellow insanely insane about non-league football, a fellow non-league lover in Daniel Ford, a man of published works, Football Grounds That Are Now, Football Fans Guide to Europe, and one I definitely want to talk about, Don't Touch the Nuts, and other unwritten rules of British pubs. I definitely have some of that. But this wonderful gentleman has just brought out a book called Fish, Chips, it's about to come out. I've had a bit of an advanced look at it. Yeah. Fish, Chips and Football. It's right up my street, this sort of thing. Clearly a lover of non-league, and this was... You're sort of going around Eastbourne, all the different clubs in Eastbourne. That's United, Athletic, Town. Right. Oh, who else is there? Borough. Rangers, even Rangers. I saw Eastbourne Rangers, yes. Men and women. But over to you, Daniel. Tell us how this book came into being and your obvious love for non-league football.
Well, I have to like non-league football because I support Aldershot Town. And I moved to Eastbourne about a year ago, and Aldershot had a friendly against Borough. So I went down there. I think it was about the 6th or 8th July, something like that. So, the beach was full of people with ice creams and little mobility scooters and stuff like that. And I went down to Langley, and there was over 1,000 people there. So I got chatting to quite a few people, learned a little bit about Eastbourne football, started to watch United, Town, some of the East Sussex and Mid Sussex sides. And then I thought, well, I think there's a book in this. It's quite interesting. So I ended up watching 103 matches and covered quite a few teams. All those teams you mentioned, plus went to New Haven, Vardinians,
Jesters.
Basically games all along the coast from Havant to Dover.
Yeah.
Lots of places, as close to the sea as I could keep it. I did go inland a little bit, Margate, Elsham, places like that. But, the seagulls could always get to me, so that was the sort of rule of thumb. And if you think about Eastbourne, you generally think about seagulls, old people, ice cream, stuff like that. And I was really impressed with what I saw, so I started to put this book together, piecing it together, and I loved it. And now I'm totally hooked. I watch loads of games. I'm not sure I'd manage 103 this season, but
yeah, that was good going. That was good going, Daniel. That thing with the book, it isn't just reports about matches. It's musings. It goes off into like the musings of the sort of state of football now, football history, Bovril, burgers. At one point, because I've been reading it.
Bovril burgers.
Charles Darwin's visit to Marine Parade. Life in general. It is a cracking read from someone who's a bit of a massive non-league lover. It kind of gets that feeling that once you're obsessed, well, it sounds a bit wrong, but obsessed with non-league football, you kind of get.
Well, we are obsessed.
Yeah. We get that point, that finger. It's not just about the football; it's about the fans. It's about the area. It's about the history. It really is a cracking read. So, how long did that take you to put together?
Well, the first game, as I said, was that Borough Aldershot friendly. That was July. I think the last game must have been Eastbourne Town's playoff match, which would have been about at least 10 months later. So 10 months. And I did even manage to squeeze a few other games in there that aren't included in the book. So it was quite a busy time. As you say, nobody wants to read 103 match reports. So I've used each game as a sort of hook into something. So there was one game I went to see where I think it was an under-18 game, and the ref was like this the whole time. It was, I think there was 10 yellows, 2 reds, and this is just under-18s. They're enthusiastic, but they're not dirty in any way. So I used that as a little hook to write about the history of red cards and the history of yellow cards. So which came about because a guy, Ken Ashton, was in Kensington High Street and saw the traffic lights and decided that would be a great idea to communicate to fans. So he told his wife his idea. She popped out the back, cut up a red card and a yellow card, and he presented it to FIFA, and the 1970 World Cup introduced them. So out of little things like that, you find fascinating little stories. Yeah,
that's what I mean. That was just an under-18s game.
That was an under-18 game. Say, you know, obviously I mentioned the score and stuff, but I just led off into red cards and yellow cards, which we're all very familiar with now. But you've got to remember, in '66, when Rattin was sent off, they didn't have them. They was just pointing and shouting and waving, and nobody knew what was going on. But we're just used to it now, I suppose. But it wasn't always like that.
No, it is. I mean, what do you feel about the state of we've got? You know, you would have watched Southern Combination, Mid Sussex, East Sussex leagues. I know myself, I covered a couple of years ago, I was doing it weekly. I was covering the whole lot of it weekly with a friend of mine, Leon Pettitt, who played for Icklesham, which was a bit of a hard slog. But, you know, I mean, what do you think about the health? You've watched, obviously, a ton of football across the levels. I mean, what do you think, like, the health of the game's like at this moment in time?
In Eastbourne, it's impressed me a lot. Not just Eastbourne, the surrounding areas, Sussex. I mean, the whole area is quite vibrant. I mean, there's a whole sort of, you know, you do the podcast. There's a whole other group of people that do videos, interviews, all sorts, and hopefully the book can contribute to that. I've been hugely impressed with it. I mean, the standard's quite strong. I mean, you do tend to, when they meet the London club or the Kent surrounding clubs, you see a different sort of style. They're a little bit tougher, a little bit harder, play maybe a little bit less football, but I don't think that makes it any worse. They match them. I mean, Eastbourne United had a fantastic FA Cup run last year. They took on quite a few sides outside of the combination. I think the combination is quite healthy. I mean, Borough obviously, well, they're looking good this year already, and they've got some quality players. But what I love about whatever game I'm watching, there's a little gem hidden in each little game, and it could just be in a park game. And of course, the guy can't do it all the time, but he'll put a beautiful pass over, or he'll have a great shot, and it's worth watching a game just for that. I think. I mean, just that one little moment where that guy does something he'll never do again. We've all done it when we've played whatever level we played at. You just do the best you can, and it's like golf. Why can't I hit the ball like that every time? But, I mean, you can't. Otherwise, you'd be professional, wouldn't you?
Another little nugget I took from the book. You were talking about Parkfield. You went and watched Parkfield. I think it was a 7-1 game, I think. And so I did try and check up on this, but I don't think Parkfield have got a Twitter. He was saying about the Parkfield manager, who was player manager.
Brian.
Brian Chambers.
Brian Chambers
Started the club in 1970.
He did. He was 20 years old.
And he was 20 years old. And when, as this book was about, I don't know if it's still up to date, but he is still the manager at Parkfield.
He's still the manager. I'm actually going to ring him later because I think he should be in the Guinness Book of Records. I've checked this out a little bit. So if he's happy, I'm going to go through the process and see if we can't get him in the Guinness Book of Records, because that should make him the longest manager ever serving.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's a good little gem for Sussex if we can pull that off.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that who has been there, like the low. I mean, I know obviously Alex Ferguson, but there was Dario Grady, wasn't he? He was in the crew.
Yeah, well, according to the Guinness Book of Records, it was the Marine managers done 33 years.
Oh,
well, Brian wipes the floor with
yeah, exactly. He's. Oh yeah, well,
it's pretty impressive, isn't
it? It is. Yeah. So and he was player manager into his 50s.
He was. He said, I asked him how many games he'd been manager for, and he said he's lost count, but he knows how many games he played because he's got a plaque at home for playing. I think he said 800, and he said he was into his 50s. He had to go in goal in his 50s when they needed a goalkeeper. He said, I know I've played at least 800. So he's obviously been manager for what, Well, he's done another 20 years since then. He's probably 1,200, 1,100. I don't know.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and he's still with the same team.
Wow.
Yeah, I met a guy the other day who said he played for Hartfield, and he said Brian started that club the year I was born.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. It's just those little nuggets that, like what I was trying to do with the covering the league a couple of years ago, which was that thing that there's just so many little stories out there. It's not just about football results. These are communities, people, and just wonderful history.
Yeah. Well, you've probably seen the blurb. I mean, the book is clearly based around football, but it's more about the people you meet, the little stories they tell. You know, there's nothing better than non-league football, standing there, whether it's on a bit of grass, a bit of tarmac, or a little bit of terracing if they've got some, and chatting to someone. And people are so passionate about it. And obviously for me, being an outsider, I suppose I still am an outsider. I'm only a year down the line. You sort of see things in a different way. You come in and you see fresh things, which people who've lived here for a long time might not see, or they take for granted, which we all do when we live somewhere. And I'll come in and think, that's fantastic. Look at that stand. Oh yeah, it's 100 years old, they'll say, as if they're used to it, which they are, of course. Meanwhile, I can't get over it. I'm like, 100 years old? That's amazing. The stand at Hastings, for instance, and the stand at Bexhill. I mean, they're just amazing, absolutely amazing. And
iconic.
People who watch them all the time probably don't give it a second glance anymore, whereas I'm digging up snippets of information about it. I suppose that's my job. Yeah.
Well, it's good that you enjoy your job, you know, and it's definitely a work of passion. There's you know, it is genuinely for someone like me, it's definitely down my street, you know, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more people once you get it out there and people realise about it. It's
we've had, as you say, we're doing advanced sales at the moment, but we've had people in Australia, South Africa, and New Zealand buy it. So it's obviously not just a Sussex thing. People are interested in non-league football and obviously Sussex football. So it's good news. Yeah.
And obviously the more what we can spread the gospel of Sussex football across, the better. Get more people in the games. But yeah, Daniel, I mean, anything else you want mentioning? Any other stuff?
If people want to get the book, they can just go to chasemysnail.com. That's the publishing website. You can buy an advance copy. You will get some free postcards with an advance order. So how about that?
The postcards, Daniel, what are the postcards? What will they be?
Well, I think there's going to be one of Eastbourne Borough, one of Eastbourne Town, one of Eastbourne United, and I think Bexhill United. Oh, nice. So there will be a postcard of each. And anyone who orders an advance copy will get a little set of postcards as a thank you. So.
Oh, lovely. That's a lovely, nice touch. Well, Daniel, thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best with this project.
Thank you.
And I'd love to have you on the podcast again.
That'd be great. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Take care, Daniel. Yeah.
Kind of like you.
I kind of like you too.
Loretta broke my heart in a letter. She told me she was leaving and her life would be better. Joan broke it off over the phone. After the tone, she left me alone. Jen said she'd never ever see me again. When I saw her again, she said it again. Jan met another man. Lisa got amnesia, just forgot who I am. Felicity, so there was no electricity. Emily, no chemistry. Fran ran, Bruce turned out to be a man. Flo had to go, I couldn't go with the flow. Carol Brown just took a bus out of town. But I'm hoping that you'll stick around.
He doesn't cook or clean, he's a good boyfriend material.
Ooh, we can eat cereal.
You lose interest fast, his relationships never last.
Shut up, girlfriends from the
He
past.
says he'll do one thing and then he goes and does another thing.
Oh, you organized all of my ex-girlfriends into a choir and got them to sing. Shut up, girlfriends from the past. Mimi will no longer see me. Brittany hit me. Paula, Persephone, Stella, and Stephanie. There must be 50 ways that lovers have left me. Carol Brown just took a bus out of town. Love is a delicate thing. It could just float away on the breeze.
You said the same thing to me.
How can we ever know we found the right person in this world? Love is a mystery. It does not follow a rule.
The sky is a fool. He'll always be a boy. He's a man who'll never grow up.
I thought I told you to shut up. Mona, you told me you were in a coma. Tiffany, you said that you had an epiphany. Would you like a little cereal? Who organized this choir of ex-girlfriends? Was it you, Carol Brown? Was it you, Carol Brown? Carol Brown just took a bus out of town. But I'm hoping that you'll stick around. Stick around. Stick around.
And now over to the SBTS Fan Roundtable. Many thanks, John from Canvey, Rob from Folkestone, Terry from Margate, and Leon from Hastings for making it happen. Right, it gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 126 of the Sussex by the Sea Fan Roundtable, and we have got some wonderful people on, as always. The returning Leon PETITT, recently retired now from football. Leon, is that, well, I noticed that post on Facebook.
Playing competitively. I'm still available for charity bookings, but
Yeah.
I think it's the Michael Owen effect. All those years of being quick, it's taken 11 years of being a postie. I think it's taken its toll on my hamstring, so I have to make do with watching, I think.
So it's a sad day. I used to love tearing Leon up when we played football as well. That's my truth anyway. But no, from the wonderful Hastings, I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit of Hastings here. We got John from Canvey. Lovely to have you on again. John, you come on win or lose, which is always the best type of fan. And you've won a few games, so we've got some nice things to talk about for Canvey.
Yeah, that's it. It's something nice for a change. But yeah, no, pleasure to be on as always, mate. Always look forward to it.
Thank you very much. And the wonderful Terry, I think this is her first appearance since Margate got relegated to the South East Division, and unbeaten. And what's going on there?
It's pretty good. We've got really good defence, so yeah.
Yeah. So we'll who should we start off with? Who fancies talking first? Well, okay, well, I'm just going to pick it out then. Okay. Well, seeing as your first time back on, Terry, let's go to you.
Yeah.
Great cup result. Took it to a replay, which is always nice to get a little bit of an FA Cup run going.
Yeah.
I'm still a lover of the cup competitions, but equally, Margate have started excellently. Unbeaten. Tell us what has changed and what the South East division's like these days.
Well, I mean, we've mainly been playing like teams that we've played before, but apart from like Hayes and Yedding being a few years back. But it's been quite good actually. We've been playing some really good football, so it's looking promising. I'm not going to sort of like get overexcited just yet, because obviously we're unbeaten, but that doesn't mean we're ripping up trees or anything. But yeah, we're just sort of like steadily getting into it, and scored a few crackers last night, so it's like hopeful again.
It was wasn't it, Sarah? Hayes and Yedding.
Yeah.
Hayes and Yedding when it's a cut.
Yeah. 3-1 last night. So yeah.
At their place as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, horrific journey.
Were you driving a minibus as usual?
Yeah. We got back at 1:30 this morning.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they'd shut several roads and all that. So
Yeah, so tell us, come on. So because you're scoring goals now. What's going on? That was your problem last year. You weren't
yeah, I
good at a
mean
barn door.
we've got a couple of strikers in, but funnily enough, they're not actually getting too many in at the moment. It's the midfielders. James Bessie Saldana, he scored 2 last night. He's the one who was at Sheppey last year and scored an absolute beaut in one of their rounds. No, I think they'd actually lost that one, but he's been with us before, and he's just fits in really nicely with our style of play. Like, he's it's been going really well. We've got a Gabs duo. He come through the youth section. He's really sort of he's tearing apart their defenders and bringing the ball forward. It's really, really well. Yeah, it's the players that we've got, even on the subs bench. It's you've got a bit of hope. It's not like, oh God, no, I'm not going to bring him on. Like, it's like, yeah, if we get an injury, we know we can bring him on. He's going to be able to play there, and it's quite positive, and I'm not trying not to get too.
It must
too
be a weird
excited
feeling, though,
just
isn't
in
it?
case,
I mean, like the way you went down, and like now, actually,
Yeah.
it's the other way around now. It's a nice change.
It's like it's hopeful, and it's like we are scoring goals, and it's like, yeah, I'm liking this.
You're waiting for it to all go wrong, aren't you? That's
Yeah,
way
you
would
know
be
what
what I was
it's
like. Yeah, yeah. But who you got in the cup then? Did you say you got the next round?
Bognor.
Oh, at Bognor, isn't it?
Yeah, another
Oh,
wonderful
good
journey.
Good
Nice
test for the new team, to be fair.
Sorry, say again.
I was going to say that's a good test for sort of your new team setup, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's not we're not done bad, because I mean we played Dover and Tunbridge pre-season, pre-season friendlies. They were the only ones we lost, so it's like going back up to that level and see if we can give them a good test, and if we can just get the confidence going, I reckon we'll be all right. If we play the team we started yesterday, we'll be all right. Just hoping that we can get the balls that do get into the back of the net. Hope they count. Like, this is where we've been having trouble with the draws and that. We get the referee. I mean, if you think they're shocking in the league you guys are in, they're absolutely dreadful in this league. It's been awful.
Well, only early days in this league. I haven't seen
I
anything
know.
too shocking. I mean, obviously when I talk with the other boys about Premier games, it hasn't been that bad yet from what I've seen.
Yeah, no, we've had some shocking
So you've had some
ones,
early doors shocking decisions, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, when you've got one of your players laying down in the goal mouth with blood literally spurting out of his head, and the referee's just oblivious to it, it's like, really?
What, is he joining in with the let him die chance then, yeah?
Practically, yeah. And I mean, he was just honestly oblivious to it. And poor old Harvey, who scored one of our opening goal last night, he's literally doing the old Terry Butcher job.
Was this towards the end of the game?
Yeah, this was a couple of games
blood
back.
capsule, that's what the ref thought. Yeah, or rugby, blood capsule.
Yeah, no, it was. Oh.
Did anyone see?
So apart from that, it's I'm cautiously optimistic, shall we say?
Good. Leon interjected there, so let's go to Leon. Go on.
The refereeing, sort of off on the tangent. Did anyone see Dorking? They went down to Truro with matching kits. I saw it on YouTube. Yeah, we're talking to refereeing. There's no way that game should have started, because they're both wearing.
Yeah, they came out and it was like they actually started the game, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. How the refs, and that's what National South. How they were happy to start that game. Just go off on a little.
I think it was like dark pink and red or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's turned their shirts inside out.
Do you know what? I completely missed that.
Which we used to have to do back in school.
Skins versus shirts, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was nearly close enough. Yeah.
Imagine playing your underwear. I'd go and watch that.
Your vests and pants.
Bring in the females.
-2.
Well, we'll talk to you now, Leon. Let's talk about Hastings now.
I can't talk about the weekend because I weren't there, but I was at the Folkestone game.
Yeah, you did. Oh no, and look, he's here as well. Look, Folkestone. Wait, neither was I. I did listen to it on the commentary. I don't know if you did, Leon.
What at the weekend just gone?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay, it did sound like we
can only go by what I've seen. Other comments was, I think 3-1 maybe flattered us. I think, obviously Red Hill, they're unbeaten in their league. Obviously 2 steps below, but unbeaten. So obviously a decent outfit. yeah, but
Three pens in the first half as well.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, so didn't
No
hear,
ref, no game.
yeah,
No ref,
didn't
no
hear
game, Leon.
if they were controversial going back on refereeing decisions. Didn't see any sort of particular objections to the refereeing decisions, which makes a change. But I think you always try to talk about the football rather than sort of focusing on the refereeing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't fancy doing it. But yeah, it's just nice to get a bit of a cup running, isn't it? Now Razor's back in the fold.
Yeah.
Hopefully that means we'll survive the league.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. You bring up Razor.
Cup run this time, yeah. I know maybe Lewis has got the right idea, you know, just sack off the cups and concentrate on the league. But yeah, no, I can't really obviously comment too much on Saturday. But just got to go back to the previous game, Folkestone. Can't really complain. Folkestone were a better team, well drilled, defended well. I think too many of our players weren't in it really, weren't at it. So you know, you can't go into games at this level carrying players, which is your normal players you'd expect to put in a performance like Adam, David, you know, Dicko, for George as well. George Walker, I think he's been my player of the month so far. But yeah, from what I've seen from us so far, I don't know, we just keep giving the ball away cheaply. You know, I know it's a different style of play. Under Aggie, you know, we kept the ball well. I know a lot of fans complained that we'd go backwards, sideways, but we kept the ball. You know, I'd rather we had the ball rather than the opponent because, you know, you're less likely to concede. You know, and now we're trying to play a bit more direct. I think we are losing the ball a bit more cheaply, but, you know.
Yeah, a touch more direct.
But, you know, it sounds like, you know, this football coaching, this managing, like, isn't as easy as us football fans would like to think.
Exactly.
You know? So, you know, who am I to...
Be careful what you wish for, eh?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. No, you know, I wasn't one of those who complained about Aggie Ball, you know, if we're allowed to name on this podcast, treat him like he who must not be named. Or
you're right. He's supposed to be on this month weeks anyway.
So. Yeah, that'd be interesting. But yeah, I think you know, I'd be happy with a top table finish for us. You know, I think a few of our fans are expecting us to be pushing for playoffs, but I'm not expecting it, to be honest with you. You know, I'd be happy with a top half finish as long as the players are battling for the badge. You know, we keep bringing in local lads through. That's all I can ask for, really. I think there are other priorities behind the scenes, you know, with our facilities. So
yeah,
it maybe playing budget isn't, obviously it's still hearsay, but isn't as high as previously. But, you know, I think having a ground is more important than us really pushing for promotion, maybe. I don't know if that's controversial, but yeah.
No, it ain't that, Leon, is it? I mean, it's quite obvious that there is a drain on the playing side of things. I'll be happy if we finished mid-table. I'd even after the Horsham game, which we won. We were lucky in that game, and in the Folkestone game, we should have been 2 or 3 down. You know, defensively, we're against better teams. We're going to get found out. But there is, you know, there's a few, should we say, Mickey Mouse teams in this league as well. So hopefully we can get a few points out of them, and just as long as we're safe, that's a success for me. Like, you know, at the moment, it's, as you say, having a ground, existing is better than, you know, short-term thinking, spunking a load of money on a few players and then being in serious trouble. So, you know, it pains me. Yeah, like I was chatting with some of the Folkestone lads, and who were very happy after that win, Rob, funnily enough. You know, I mean, but a whole new team, really. I mean, it's a Folkestone, whole new team. I'm sure your manager, Rob, said that they were going to beat us with the same team, and then that all changed, didn't it?
Yeah, it did a bit, mate. Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, remember when he had his little rant?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I remember that. That was the after the away game, towards the end of last season.
Yeah, when he said that you lot were better than us, even though we scored. How many did we get, Leon? Was it we beat them 2-0? Not the 5-0. It was the other
not that
one.
No, that was Chris.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I know he won, but yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah, I can't.
But it won't be this year. This year it's going to be different. But I keep and remember last year. But yeah, go on. Sorry, Rob, I'm butting in, mate. Talk to me about Folkestone.
Well, it's been good. It has been good so far. We're really enjoying it. We've got a lot of depth in the squad and a lot of new players. They're gelling quite well. Got a bit of an issue. Well, I say a bit of an issue. A serious issue, really, with discipline. In the last few games, we had 2 sent off against Cray Valley. Battled well, but lost 1-0. To be fair, we could have won the game with 10 men. We played with 10 men for maybe 60 minutes, and obviously then we had the game at Hastings. I didn't go to the game, but I listened to it on the Folkestone radio, on the station, the radio station. That's a massive result for us, absolutely massive. And then we had the Ramsgate game in the FA Cup just gone. Yeah, I went to the game. Yeah, again, another sending off early. Last man goal scoring opportunity. Their striker or winger threw on goal, and I led him back. Just like silly decision. So early in the game, like 10 minutes in. Why didn't just let him go one-on-one with the keeper that early in the game? Let the keeper have a, go. Just if you have to concede, you concede, but go down to 10 men again. So we've got an issue with discipline. We need to sort that out. But no, it's been a really good start. Like really, we're still on a high from the Dover game. That was like sort of like were you there? One of those were you there moments. Like everyone is still on a high from that. It was a massive result for us, and everything about the game, like the summer night over there, really busy, super busy. They delayed the kickoff by like 20 minutes at the Cravel for the crowd. There's so many people there. Great atmosphere. It was like a football league game, like a football league derby. It was really good. We hadn't played them for like such a long time, to go there and win. Yeah, it was great. So we're still on a high from that. So it's been a good start. A few negatives, but not really many. And I've been looking forward to every game at the minute. Yeah, absolutely.
Who you got Saturday?
We got Billericay. We've got Billericay at home on Saturday, so that'll be difficult. So, yeah, that's tough. So yeah, but they're all tough, aren't they? Every game. I think that's what I think anyway. I know you said earlier on there's a few like Mickey Mouse teams. I think even they can give you a bloody nose, because
I could live to eat those words, Rob. I could live to eat them. But no, I do. I think there is a few, but we
You reckon? Who are you thinking of? Bowers?
Yeah, Bowers. I mean, for all the money that Hashtag got, I'd see them sinking. Who else? Who else was I thinking?
Yeah.
I would say Dulwich. But that's just me being about Dulwich. No. It's Bowers and Hashtag and God, I can't think of the league now.
What about Chichester? Do you think they'll drop away?
No, I think they'll be all right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Unless I cheat and just look at the league table. But all right. Well, let's go over to John. Long-suffering Canvey fan, but he has seen a little bit of a turnaround now. A couple of wins. I was a bit shocked with the way you started the season, John. I actually thought you'd do all right. I really did. But it seems like now you've got front foot forward and you've got a couple of wins. Tell us about them.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be one or two ways, I think, who I was starting our season, because obviously, I think I picked up with you before, we've brought in quite a few new players. A couple of them sort of quite young players as well who haven't really played this level before. So really those first few games I think were possibly a bit of a wake-up call to a few of them about the kind of levels that you do get in this league, really. I mean, I think obviously the last time we'd only really picked up the Chichester game. I mean, we had Hashtag at home. That was a bit like Chichester in reverse, really. It was where we started that game, where we faded. That game we never really got going until about the 75th minute. By that point, by the time we got the goal, it was too late to drag something back. If we maybe played for another 10, 15 minutes, could have probably grabbed something. But yeah, Dartford was an absolute mare. Not so much for what happened on the pitch, but more for the fact that it took me 4 hours to get there from Canvey. It was like, some accident on the M25. Yeah, so I've never actually rocked up there till half time. And I got there, people going, oh yeah, we're actually playing quite well. We had a couple of chances. I was like, all right, lovely. Yeah, let's see what we can do second half. And then just made some really stupid errors for the goals, and pretty much gifted it to them. So that was a bit of a frustrating one. I could tell it over our manager's face as well when I interviewed him afterwards. It was like, just one of them days where he never went to plan. And then I think the cruelest one was Wingate. Wingate, ironically, is probably one of the best occasions we've played this season so far. We've started really well, put them under the cosh. I mean, I think you were a neutral that game. You would have probably said it was really entertaining because both sides were going for it. I mean, they're not shy on goals that they've shown so far, but we were making quite a few chances. I mean, I think it was their goalkeeper's the one you used to have over your place, isn't it? That Charlie Granger.
Charlie Granger, yeah. Good goalie.
Yeah, they'd forget that day. At fault for both of the goals. The second one in particular was an absolute howler, like some free kick from about.
Oh, bless him! Really?
Yeah, he's gone up to grab it, and I think literally the smallest man on the pitch in one of our strikers. He's only about 5'2". Like it's just, he was. I don't know. Well, it didn't even challenge him. It's kind of racing towards him. I think he just got caught in two minds. He's just gone straight through his hands into the net. But yeah, I know you talk about ref controversies in that one. There was a little bit of one. I don't want to dig the man out too much because he had a decent game up to that point. But I think there was a point in the game where I think they had one of their strikers rush through on goal. This was at 2-2. And our goalkeepers had to come out, make a challenge. And I think he picked up a booking for it and they got a free kick. The exact same happened about 7 minutes later. And they give their goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt. And from that, they went to score in the 96th minute. I was like, oh, for God's sake. No. It was absolute sickener. But yeah, I know, we weren't, I know, it was obviously disheartening. But in the same vein, we didn't come away feeling like we played bad. So we took that into Bowers, which is traditionally always been a bit of a slog for us. They seem to throw everything they want at us because I think they've always been a bit of a smaller neighbour living in the other clubs around their shadows. And we hadn't actually won there since about 2017, something like that. At least league-wise. So it was good to get away from there with a win. It was one of those classic sticky 3G surfaces that are bloody horrible to play on. But yeah, a couple of new boys got their goals. The young sort of 17-year-old wonder kid we got, Finn Durrell, he got his first for the club. It was a sort of menace for all of that. And yeah, took us nicely into the cup, really. And I mean, that wasn't as simple as it seemed. I mean, nothing really ever is in the cup. And I'll give that side we played, I do, MK Irish, they're called. Only play like equivalent of, I don't know what the sort of county level is around your way. Ours is obviously like step. It's step, obviously step 4. No, we're step 3 and we so step 5. But yeah, they come at us to give us a really good game. It was again another one of them quite end-to-end affairs, really. But yeah, we kind of reversed the curse that we got a couple of the week before and scored both our goals in injury time of either half. So it's good. It's given the boys a bit of confidence, I think. And you know, we got quite a challenging month now. I mean, we got Dulwich at home. Dulwich at home Saturday, so that'd be an interesting one. I mean, they haven't started the best, so hopefully and obviously got knocked out of the cup last night.
Get your flat whites lined up. Get your flat whites lined up for them.
The old, was it? I don't know, IPA brewed in a shoe. Yeah.
I like some of those.
In the jam jar.
I like.
Exactly. Yeah, the old vegan nosh on. But yeah, now we got thankfully, I think we're at home for most of the month, which helps because we got drawn at home against Folkestone in the cup. Obviously, another side, league below us. And we normally had quite a good record against them when we was in the north together. So fingers crossed, get through.
I think we played them in the cup. I think we played them in the cup, didn't we, Leon? A few years back, and they beat us.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't.
Bad team.
Yeah. I don't remember too much.
After that, we got Chatham and Cole Shelton sort of away and home respectively. Chatham be an interesting one because our hot shot strike from last year, Bradley Sage went there, so it's the first of those kind of reunions from last year. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, they haven't started off the best, Chatham, which is nice.
No, I think they've surprised a lot of people. They sort of started out the gate, haven't they? But it seems to be rotating the squad quite a lot from what I heard over there. So maybe it's not as happy sailing as you thought.
Well, I don't mind unhappy sailing.
Oh
no, we got most of it.
Yeah.
I don't mind unhappy sailing at Chatham, to be fair. We will have some Horsham on this podcast soon, by the way. They keep saying they're going to come on. But
really?
Yeah. They
I was going to say, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, no. There's this one of the blokes said he's going to be on. They keep sending me pictures of their trophy cabinet and things like that. It was on Twitter. You would have seen that on Twitter, wouldn't you, Leon? When he sent me a picture of the Sussex Cup.
I think so, mate. Yeah, I don't take too much notice what I see on Twitter these days, but I think
do you not? It's all fake news,
but yeah, I'll say, yeah, exactly that.
It's all fake news.
I think I saw it,
but yeah, no, we've been having some back and forth. DM wise, so it's all good. It's all good.
You back and forth?
Me, yeah.
I mean, I suppose you had a couple of shocks in the cup, didn't you? I mean,
Dover.
I would have thought you talked about Lewis being the main one last night, knocked out by Harefield United, all people.
Two Lewis didn't come on today because of that result. They were going to come on. One is like, I was going to go watch Alien Romulus, and it's like, yeah, you can't. What Alien Romulus? That's a load of old crap. Come on the podcast, but yeah. Anyway, don't get me started on that film. Who likes Alien or Aliens here? The movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, classic one, definitely.
Yeah. Well, imagine that, right? Imagine those two films, right? The first one and the second one. and you just take random bits out of it and just throw it into a new one with no context whatsoever. Just like random, like all the quotes and all that and things that have happened, but put in the wrong place. It's like, what is this rubbish? But anyway.
Yeah, nostalgia baiting, classic of any sort of revamp or reworking of anything, isn't it? So sequels now.
Doing all the time now, aren't they? Doing it all the time. Rehashing and making it worse. You just leave it alone.
I didn't realise we was on a film podcast.
No, sorry.
Yeah,
I haven't got Mark Commode's hair though, Leon. So what I mean.
Have you got any film recommendations or anything like that, or Netflix series recommendations while I'm on it?
Deadpool Wolverine.
I'll tell you what.
Wolverine?
If you like
Deadpool Wolverine is brilliant.
Oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Yes,
no,
it is.
If you like your manga, no, not the ones not with tentacles in it. Yeah, I know what you lot are thinking. Attack on Titan. Very good. Just a little bit. Attack on Titan. That's on illegal, whatever it is. I don't know. I have a dodgy Amazon stick, no. So.
Oh yeah, stick, eh?
But yeah. So Leon, we've got.
Leon's got the right ump now, hasn't he?
Leon's got the ump, yeah. Leon, we've got a hashtag. Are you going to be able to make that one?
It's away, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm working, so I'm not making that one. And it's at Averley, isn't it? That's where they're playing these days.
Oh, okay. No, I won't be there, but I'll be optimistic. I'll predict a 2-1 win for us. I think we'll.
Yeah, I think David might score.
Yeah, I think something tells me he will. Yeah, I think we got a goal or two in us, haven't we? But we also leak a goal, so that's why I'm going to say 2-1 against hashtag.
Yeah, just an honourable mention. I did when I was chatting with David. Would it have been the Folkestone? I can't remember now. One of the games. He did say he was going to get 40 or 45 goals this season. So I mean, he's got a hat trick.
He was right last season, wasn't he? To be fair to him, so
top banana he is. Anyway, look. Unless any of you lot got anything wonderful coming up.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
I want everyone to guess how old they think I'm turning. If I get closer to the camera, show off.
Okay, 38.
Hang on a minute. I might need to put shine the light a bit.
I'm loving that flat top, mate.
Show more of my blemishes, actually.
That's a kid and play flat top you got there, mate.
I was going to go with 32.
Yeah, that's better.
32.
Closer.
He's got to be older, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
You are.
34. Turning 34.
Sorry, Leon.
Dodgy light, yeah.
Well, other than Leon's birthday, any other things coming up for any of your clubs or any of you lot?
Not massively, to be honest. Hopefully, like I say, down in Dulwich at the weekend, that'd do me.
Oh, no, what's happening with her? Right, say that again, Terry.
My connection's getting a bit dodgy, so
there we go. All right, on that note then, with a dodgy connection, no, take care. Thanks for all of you coming on. I hope it all goes well for all of you this Saturday. Well, I won't see any of you at the game, but enjoy yourselves and see you next time, yeah?
Catch you later. Cheers, mate.
That's it for this episode, SBTS fans. If you want to get in contact with this podcast, please email us on sbtspod@gmail.com. Twitter, which is SBTSpod. Otherwise, go to the YouTube. Over 4 years of content on there. There's so many other ways to listen. However you get your podcast, we're on all platforms. Or go to the link tree, which is SBTS Podcast, and subscribe. It's all free. Remember, get yourselves to a game and support local football, whoever and wherever you're watching. And apart from that, see you at the game.